We are live.
We're back.
We are back with another review of Love, Marriage in Huntsville.
Yes. Can we like celebrate the fact that we actually did it? Like we were making a live. We literally made a live for all 3 parts.
Oh, we did.
We literally did it. We are working on our consistency. We are literally working on our consistency. It is happening. We did it for all 3 parts. Once a week.
It's been a lot.
It literally been once a week. We did it. We did it. It's been a lot, but we kept our promise. We said we was gonna do it. We didn't say when.
That part.
Yeah. That part. But we here.
So if you guys are just joining us, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, put the bell button on for more notifications to see what, who, me, moi. Don't forget to, but before we start, can you tell the people where to find you?
Kicking it with Kenya on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. Oh, X. I keep forgetting. They say millennials still say Twitter, but X. Twitter. But yes, that's where you can find me. Also on YouTube, I have my own show. I mean, granted, it's been a while since I filmed, so please watch the back episodes because they're still relevant. And on the podcast, Mama's Cooking Podcast. And I also have other things coming up for 2024. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right.
Yeah. How you been?
I'm just hectic. I had to rush from the supermarket, get my kids together. It's just been
life.
It's been a lot.
In this cold weather too.
I literally haven't even been able to change clothes out of my work clothes.
Oh wow. So wait, you work from home or you had to go to the place?
Well, I had to go to the office today. So 2 days out the week I go to the office.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 days I'm home. So I'm home tomorrow. So that's why I'm kind of sippy.
I wish I could join you on a sippy. I'm working home from tomorrow too, but I have a very big day tomorrow and I have to be as sharp as a tack.
Right.
But the next live, tomorrow after the
tomorrow gonna be good.
Natasha K. Oh, I'm coming.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going on now. It seems like everybody's going live at the same time.
They're probably doing reactions to it.
Yes, they are. And 7:00 was like everybody's time. 7:00. And I'm like, damn, we going live at 7. 7 must be a good time for everybody. But
that's fine because we talking about the reunion and people ain't. We still gonna be part of the fold. We still gonna be.
We are.
The hashtag still gonna hashtag. But I already know that's. I'm trying my best. I'm not gonna spoil it for myself. After I'm done my work day tomorrow, I'm gonna jump onto the Tasha K thing. I'm gonna take all my little notes. She is messy.
That's all hell.
It's like, is she committed to this lane now? It's like ever since the thing with Cardi B, she just committed to this. Like she just could. I remember people used to say, "You're the next Wendy Williams. You should get a talk show." I remember people were saying like it was giving vibes that she was raunchy, but it was like old school Wendy-ish. But now it's like she just. I guess ever since she lost that or some credibility or whatever, it's like, is she committed to this lane?
I guess because people feel like I want to be viral by any means necessary. Even if it's selling my soul, embarrassing myself, embarrassing my family. Like, I just want to be viral and famous by any means necessary. She's not the only person that just lacks integrity and morals and just go ahead in the thing, head deep up in the thing, just to go viral. And I think she's just looking for a viral moment. But now she's at a place where regardless, good, bad, ugly, lies, truth, in between, she's going to try to make her coin. Or she is going to make her coin.
Because she got to pay back that judgment too, right?
People don't really care about the truth.
No.
People care about salaciousness. The lies. People care more lies, or how you sell the lies, or even how you sell the truth.
Yeah, I still never watched the one about the Will Smith's best friend yet.
Oh,
you watched it?
Yes, and he interviewed with another YouTuber. Make It Make Sense. Crazy interviews. crazy interviews.
I mean, are they suing him or what? What's happening with that?
He can't sue. Well, she said she's going to sue him, but I think he's telling the truth. I think I don't know. I don't really want to touch on that. I really like Will Smith, so I'm not touching that.
You said I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Look, we're gonna draw some lines here and there.
Yeah, I really do like Will Smith. I
hate what's happening with him.
I'm a huge fan of his. That's just one person I would love to work with or be in close proximity with. So I'm not touching that. I saw the interviews, but I'm not touching that with a 10.
I hate what's happening to him because this is not the legacy I saw for him.
No, definitely not. But he's gonna come up victorious. But we're gonna get into Love, Marriage, and Huntsville review of the reunion part 3. So they start out with Miss Betty. I guess we ended part 2 with Miss Betty. Now part 3, Miss Betty, who just is acting like she's freaking possessed by damn demon. And I feel like the whole Mel not, after digging deep in the thing, the whole Mel not defending Stormy, and then the whole recording, I feel like that was made up, in my opinion, on Stormy and her mother's part. Nobody ever said that Stormy was the one that recorded.
In the comments?
Yeah, nobody ever said it was Stormy. They always assumed it was Destiny, and then
I did see people say it was Destiny. I don't think I remember
Destiny,
people saying.
But then people also said Martell.
Yeah,
we forgot to mention, but nobody ever said Stormy. Stormy wasn't around then. You got to think the whole recording thing was when Destiny was here. I mean, Stormy just got on the scene, but what was she the friend of?
Yeah,
they wasn't really showing her like that.
But I mean, somebody had to have said her name because it's not like Mel didn't say she did not see people say Stormy.
I think that might have been a fabricated or embellished thing on Stormy's part so that she could have a storyline.
I don't take her for making up storylines, though. I will say, like, when it comes down to Stormy, I think she was authentic. I will give her authenticity. I don't see her making up stuff. Some part of her had to have seen that. I will personally say I don't think she just made it up to have a storyline of that nature. Because no, I just don't see it for Stormy to do all of that. Like, and then rope her mama in and rope Courtney. I just don't see her doing that.
I think it might have been for her to say, hey, I like all of y'all, to tell Mel, hey, I really, really like you. So what was all of that about if you really, really like this person?
I think it was about what they said in the first episode. It was the changing of the number, not really being communicative. Because even I looked at Melanie weird when she's like, I changed my number. Why didn't you contact me to get my number? Wait, what? No. If I had to change my number and I'm close to you, like, I would give you my number. Hey, by the way, this is my new number. Hey, guys, I'm making a group chat. These are the I changed my number for various reasons. So if you didn't give me your number, I'm not about to go on a scavenger hunt to go find your number. I just think it was like with Melody is right in taking her breaks. I'm not going to say she's wrong. After filming a reality show, I'm sure you don't want to talk to nobody. But I guess some people, you got to understand, some people understand that. Some people you need to explain that to. And neither is wrong. I just don't think neither party is wrong. If some friend requires you to explain, especially when it's a new friendship, why you need to take a break from me. But then you could explain it's not from you. It's just from show talk and all of that stuff. But you didn't explain that. I just think it was a miscommunication that was weird on top of the recording.
I just don't know how it ended up being a storyline.
I don't know
either. What I'm saying? It just wasn't worth being her storyline. But
it didn't make it past the first 2 episodes, though. After that,
but look how it dragged on. Look how it dragged on, even to the reunion, and then the mother getting into it with Mel. I feel like I've seen this so many times. I feel like she was following the same formula. It didn't need to be a storyline.
It didn't need to be her mama. That's what I think. I think it could have just been two grown women because Miss Betty was doing way too much. And my thing is this: I hate when mothers like her, Miss Wanda, y'all gonna keep yelling at people like we don't got mothers too. Let me have been on that stage. I would have ended it swiftly. I don't argue with mothers. My mother's alive and well. You got something to say, you could talk to her in the back. And I assure you, you don't want that conversation with her. But I'm not about to do this with you know how I feel. Why are mothers here? And then Stormy couldn't even control her. Ma. And then Courtney was no help. You know how I feel about Courtney, just sitting there looking like he watching a football game. Courtney was no help. Stormy couldn't. Bro, he was just like this the whole time.
Oh like, my God.
He's sitting there like he's watching a football game, like he been checked out. He just checked out. Like Courtney says nothing, but whatever. But my thing is, Stormy couldn't even control Miss Betty at all. But she's yelling, screaming, and it's just like it's not a good look for your mom. It's just not. At least when Mama Joyce was going in, she had all right. We didn't like it, but it was about Candy getting married, and it was about a family dynamic and a conversation. And yeah, was she rude? But it was given like family issue. You're yelling at a whole nother woman, bringing up her ex-husband. What the hell that got to do with anything?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what we said the last live we did. Like it just didn't need to be needed. Like,
I didn't need all of that.
Everybody with the mothers, enough of that. I'm tired. I'm over it. So we can move past that. I feel like Stormy had a weak storyline in general with her whole family and all of that.
It's just too many people in this season, honestly.
It wasn't giving at all. It wasn't giving.
It wasn't giving. It wasn't giving, nor was it consistent. Because even when they did have it, because it was a long ass season, I bet you it would have made sense if some of these episodes was on the floor. But it's the fact that like Stormy and her family's argument happened in episode 6, and now here we are wrapping it up at the final season. I done forgot about this shit. So I think it would have made sense if it wasn't like 895 episodes. I think if we just shortened it, Stormy's thing would have made, because I like the little moment she had with her cousin. I just wish we got more of it throughout and not just in the beginning, the middle we forgot about her, and then it's like let's all wrap it up at the end. Didn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
it just didn't truly make sense.
So let's talk about the Fletchers. I think the Fletchers should take the Scott spot.
Which one? Maurice?
We can close our eyes and pick a Scott. But
no, we can't get rid of listen, you already heard my argument about Marcel. Marcel not going nowhere. He not going nowhere.
And Maurice can go because baby, the Fletchers is, and I heard allegedly through the grapevine, I heard the Scotts is fighting for their life to stay on this show because this is what I heard. Allegedly, they're fighting for their life to stay on the show because the Fletchers are bringing it.
Perfect addition. I think they were a beautiful addition.
They're bringing
I said that.
The Scotts should be shaking in their boots.
Didn't I say this last year when we used to talk? I'm like, why is Chris and Nell not full time? I want to see more, and I'm happy we got them the way we got them. And first of all, before we get into their segment, can we give it up for Nell's look? Nell's look was so beautiful. I love the dress. I love the updo, the ombre updo. I'm in love with the earrings. They were a bold statement, but just enough. And that makeup was beat for the gods. Beat for the gods. Nell was cinched. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, when it came to Nell's fit, Nell's fashion, she looked so regal. She looked so beautiful. And then when you look at Chris's suit, a fashion risk, of course. But it worked for him, and the gold flecks in his suit matched her dress. And then the red lip she had to compliment, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, they're really a good-looking couple. I feel like they're gunning for the Scott spot, and as they should. Kimmy and Maurice, technically, they should go. I feel like they should go. Okay, it says Melanie was definitely being shady towards Stormy because of some perceived slight. We may never know exactly what it is.
It just was it was weird, funky miscommunication in the beginning, and
it's Melody a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes
too. And Melody contributed a little bit because like that was weird to me. You changed your number, but I gotta look for it. I didn't do anything to you.
Right. That's true. So here we go talking about the Espo again.
Oh, wait. We didn't talk about their infidelity, Nell and Chris. Where they talk that
did I like that?
Their little segment.
Oh.
Because when she said, like, when he asked her,
I thought the cheating came after Marceau called him sexist.
No, like I think like Carlos asked about like how did they find out about the infidelity?
How did she get through infidelity? What do you think about the way that she broke it down?
I think it's real. Honestly speaking, I think that's real shit. And I appreciate that. Like, once again, I have never been married. You're married. We don't know what will happen in the marriage at year 5, year 6, year 7, year 10 or whatever. We don't know. I think it's real that Chris did what he did. And like she said, I backed his ass up in the corner to the point he couldn't. And I believe Nell gets feisty. I believe that back his ass up in the corner was I boxed him up. But I think she said she backed him up in the corner. He had to admit what he did and she put him on ice. And like she said, love make you do crazy things. I forgave my husband. And I think I like that they did the
18 months is crazy.
That's a good moment. Don't fuck with me. That's what it gave me. It gave me those vibes. But I like that they did the comparison of Marcel and Chris because I feel like Chris is an example of a man that you would give that second chance to because you could see he never did it again. You know, that's that example.
I can't imagine Chris. I mean, even though everybody, you know, I'm not in a relationship with him, I can't imagine him being as cocky as Martell. But then you think the way he dances on TikTok and stuff like that. My only issue with Chris that I've realized, Chris don't speak up enough for me. Okay. No. Now with these men on the show, you either getting one on the side of the spectrum or the other one on this side of the spectrum. The niggas that don't talk or the niggas that talk too much.
Right.
Where's the in-between? Where's the balance? Where's the positive conversation, uplifting conversations from these Black men or them knowing how to reel it back and just shut up? There's no balance. Chris got to speak up enough for me. Because he didn't even say nothing to contribute to her revealing the whole him cheating thing. Like he was nothing to say, hey, I woke up, I was a found man, changed man. That's the razzle dazzle to the damn story.
It's like, isn't it sad in a weird way? It kind of shows the dynamic sometimes of Black relationships. Like the women just seem to be the mouthpiece, the strength, the this, the that, the this, and like the men are either cocky as fucking rude or they're like pacifiers, just sitting there like, and that's not cool. Like there has to be that relationship with both parties, and that's why it sucked, right? Because that's why in the beginning, that's why I liked Martell and Melody when they were good. Because it showed that they did have that power couple-esque vibe to them. But then it's like, damn, to know what's going on behind the scenes.
The public saw.
Of course, it's what the public saw. It's what we saw. It's what we saw. But at the same time, Martell also spoke. Melody spoke. And when they were on, they were in sync. When she was pregnant in that reunion, they were a team. They were the Hulks. They both was talking. And, you know, that was when they tried to give it a second shot. And it sucks that we now know what we know. But it's like, why does it, you're right, why does it have to be like that? I do feel like Chris could have added more to the conversation, but I also feel like maybe he's finding his footing because remember, they didn't want to be on the show. They admitted that on the reunion.
Right, they didn't want to be on the show.
It took a while. So maybe we might, because you know what happens when people see the comments and people have been saying, Chris, you're not speaking up enough. Of who knows? Maybe because they did say he has that side. They said that's why they compared him and Martell. They said he has the side. Maybe we got to see what that looks like.
How it is. Okay. It says the best way to get the real tea is to let one of the couples go. Because then they'll be salty and spill it all.
On the public.
I'm here for Nell took a gamble on Chris, their marriage, by waiting patiently while he cheated in peace.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is true. But I mean, who's to say she could have had somebody too on the side? I would use the 18
She said
months.
she never cheated. She said she never did.
That's not cheating. If you separated for 18 months,
She said she didn't have anybody. Remember, that's what she said in Houston. She said, I never had nobody. That's why Martell said, oh, and you waited 18 months. But Melody, it was only a few weeks. Like,
so wait, you wait 18 months so that he could cheat and get it out his system?
Was that what she said? Or was the 18 months the punishment for finding out he cheated?
The 18 months they separated.
Because he cheated. But she left him. Because like she was. So that, I mean, I'm leaving you. I guess he is going to do whatever he's going to do. But
right, but then I'm like, was she doing her?
No, she's
technically everybody in the room, well, not to accept Martell, and of course pick Misha, Kimmy, but everyone pretty much in a room said it's not necessarily cheating if you separate it.
She said she never had no one.
A divorce.
Well, she said that she just never had no one. So
that's tragic. Girl, please. I would have had somebody. You cheating on me. Now you get to cheat in peace, and I'm supposed to not have nobody in peace.
Listen, she's still a married. Some people take the vows serious. Some people need to, you know what? Also, some people don't need to rush and be just because I do understand just because somebody's doing something doesn't mean I have to do that thing. You know, sometimes just because you want to be stepping out and cheating doesn't mean I don't need to find peace within myself and evaluate what I want to do. I don't need to run and go get some D just because you're doing that thing. I used to do that crap and that never helped me. It didn't make me better. If anything, it gave them more ammo. Like, look at Martell. Now you get to use that because I didn't walk away from this squeaky clean. So at the end of the day, I just feel it's no right way in marriage. But I will say Chris is an example of someone that, at least when she gave that chance, he didn't re-embarrass her again. Now, if you did this shit again, I'm sure she would have left. Again, I'm out.
It looked like she was on her way out the door. 18 months.
18 months, yeah, that sounds like
that's a long time. If you ask me to be
separated. And then now you said the Espo.
I'm so tired of talking about the Espo. Anyway, Marcel calls Chris sexist,
and then they left Chris and Mel off of it.
Yeah, I just feel like that was the point for Chris to speak up.
Yeah.
And still nobody was home. Ding dong, ding dong. Like, anybody there? Hello. Anybody home?
Anybody else is going to be as vocal as Mars. So I just want him to have a male contender. A male contender. Like, shut up.
Like, too much estrogen for me.
Like, shut up. Like, somebody needs to just tell him that. I just feel like, where's the Marcel contender that's not toxic-ish? Like, where's that person that could, like, Carlos, you can't find nobody in Huntsville, Huntsville that has a man that is respectful to his wife, loves his wife, and also could speak up and shut a man down.
That's bad.
Like, where is this man at? There has to be this man has to exist somewhere. Because Marcel be getting these shots off, and he over here, you're sexist for that. Now, you know, we all know he was joking, but still, like, come on now. Come on.
And Carlos was saying that's rich for him to call somebody sexist.
Because it is. That's how we know it was a joke. Like, you know you're joking.
He acts like he's scared of Martell. He acts like he's scared of everybody but the fans on TikTok. Speak up.
I just want them all to like start saying, like, stop the mumble rap and just start saying stuff with your chest and say it full-heartedly, because I don't get why you let these people dance all over you. And then even when Tisha, like, even when they said, like, why didn't you have the Fletchers for the Espo? And Tisha said, you know, I wasn't really in communication with her like that. And then she's like, but what did Stormy in court? Like, you like found Stormy in court?
Right. Tisha we have come to the conclusion that Tisha has just been saying any old damn thing for this reunion. And whatever she didn't write down, she just make it up. Write down ever heard, she just make it up at this point, because that didn't make no damn sense. But what do you think about Martell bringing a woman to Texas to the Fringe trip?
To be honest, I kind of agree with Chris at this point. They are single. He could do what he want. But my thing is like, then do what you want. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Like the thing with Martell on TV versus Martell behind the scenes is two different people. And it's not something, if you're genuinely single, I'm not mad at it. Go get your massage, go get your little thrills. And she left anyway. So I think that was still respectful. It was after hours. Everybody was asleep. She clearly left before everybody woke up. He could do what he want. You know, he's a single man.
I, in my opinion, I don't think Mel should have responded.
Oh, when it asked the question?
Yeah, when they was talking about massages and stuff like that, I would not have even entertained the conversation. The one person I was really mad at, but it was so on brand for them, was Kimmy. When she looked at Mel, she said, "Well, didn't you get a massage?"
What they gonna do? What they gonna talk about? We asking about him. And we know I got a massage from a girl. What are you talking about?
But an actual professional massage.
But what did that have to do with what we're asking Martell? Like, what did that have to do with anything?
Right.
Why are you bringing up my massage? Like, my massage was about a whole female, and that I legit didn't get a massage. We're talking about Martell because we all know he didn't get a massage.
He's a pick me.
We all know he didn't get.
And I think, in my opinion, I think she is attracted to Martell, and can't nobody tell me any different. I think she's sexual. I think she will find her libido bumba if Martell helped her. That's just my opinion. I just feel like it's just always the fit. Martell is a good guy, and you know,
like, what you watching? He got arrested just recently. Like, I'm so confused. What y'all watching?
Don't call Coleslaw a side chick. She's not a side chick. It's always, hey, enough of picking on Martell, because look at Melanie. Everybody know Mel had a professional massage, and everybody know that man had a happy ending.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about when we know he didn't just go get some massage. That's what we're saying. We're saying, like, why bring up my massage? What the hell did that have to do with anything? But I will say, when they had the fun banter about it and everybody was laughing, in a brief moment, I was like, you know what? If Martell had his senses to him, this could have been a good example of a divorced couple trying to figure it out. You know, because if they could have healthy communication, like, we don't work out. Yeah, I may have my issues, but it's not like harassment or those levels. This could have been an interesting dynamic to film, just in that 1 second. And how they all, like, it was, because when she said, "I'm gonna give my answer, but don't steal my answer," and then she said the app, and he said, yeah, the app, and that was just, and they all laughed. I'm like, see, like, that was if only you had sense, and you was just a normal dude that went through, who messed up, and now you went a divorce. We could have seen what, I don't know how people could figure that out, working together, being co-parents.
He's such a narcissist.
That's the thing. It's just because when you saw that quote, like, "Don't steal my answer," but he took the answer anyway, just to joke and mess with her. But she laughed a little bit, and everybody laughed. It was like, oh, this could have been a good thing to film, because Mel is the first person to film with her ex. Like, everybody else dicks. So this could have been good for Carlos if it wasn't what we know. But yeah, I just feel like the massage thing, I don't care. He's single. He can do whatever.
Nobody cares. I mean, now feels like it was disrespectful.
It wasn't.
It's on brand of
he can do him. What it's not like, disrespectful.
But it's on brand of him. I would expect nothing less from Martell.
It would have been disrespectful if everybody was up and then he paraded said girl around the damn house just to get a reaction. Everybody was asleep. Everybody was in their room. Maurice is the only one scurrying around.
I think he did that on purpose. You mean to tell me you couldn't wait to get down and busy once you got home?
But why? He's on vacation.
Why? He knew that it was going to be on the show. It was going to be filmed.
I could believe that. I can believe that. I could believe that he knew. I could believe that. I could believe that he knew. I could believe that. Yes, I could believe that his intentions was to be like, I brought a girl in your space. That can be true. But at the same time, he is a single man. And if that is his intention, you can't stop it.
Then I also think that because he's a narcissist, once again, I'm going to push the envelope. And I'm going to cross boundaries. Whether a boundary is there or not, I'm gonna make people uncomfortable because I run this. It's just typical
because I can
behavior. You don't know who you could have made uncomfortable. You don't know what that girl could have did.
That's true.
So it's just like it's typical narc behavior. I'm gonna do what I want to do, regardless.
I believe he knew that girl.
Who feels a way about it?
I believe he knew that girl. I don't believe she was some random. I don't believe his whole story. I don't believe that whole story he came up with. That's my personal belief. I don't believe he just met some random girl in Houston and wanted a massage. I believe he talked to her, arranged for, I believe she was a sneaky link. I believe he knew who that girl was.
Yeah, I wonder how Coleslaw feels about that.
She don't feel nothing. She thinks she's the mom. She's over there shopping for the kids. She thinks she's the mom. But at the same time, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I wish Melody just would have
not said anything.
Because who cares? He's single, I'm single. Like she said, a vagina you don't own no more, period.
Right. Yeah. He always wants to bring about her. Oh, it's just a mess. It's the same old. I'm gonna have to agree with Chris. Carlos is just like we've been talking about this
over it.
Years.
The cheating.
It's time to move on. We gotta move on. Like it just makes no sense. What do you think about? Speaking of Martell, what do you think about the way that he was speaking to Nell and all of that? What do you think about that?
All right, so that's tricky.
Think it was disrespectful.
I don't think in that moment with Nell he was being disrespectful. Martell's a passionate talker, and I think I think we all know he wants that. He know he misses his marriage, and I think at this point it is like a hot button issue for him. And I think once again he's not a man that did the work to say I messed up. I wish I could fix this, but I can't, and I don't know how to move past this. If he's able to say those sentences, then we could get to a place of repairing him internally. But I think at this point, he does a lot of other things to try to mask it. And when you bring it up, like the name change ceremony, I think that just hurt him. I don't think that he was. I think the way Chris explained it, I could see that brother, sister. They've been friends for years. They've been friends for years. This is a history here. I don't think he would ever put his hands on her or nothing. I don't think she's in danger. I don't think any of that. I just think it's just one of them situations where once you touch this, I'm going to be a little hype about it because I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. That's just me. I don't think I think they both have a level of respect for Chris and Nell. That I don't think Martell.
I don't think Martell does. I don't think Martell has a respect. No, he didn't even give them a heads up when they were subpoenaed to come to court.
No, that was wrong. That was very wrong. I would give them that.
I don't care about nobody.
In the house, I will say in the house with Chris, he was taking.
He don't give a damn.
But that's not a sign of a man that all right. So when it comes down to that stuff, we all know he's flailing. That man is not doing well, allegedly. So it's like, I think once again, if he's a person that could explain, I don't have nowhere to go, allegedly, but he's not going to say that because the cockiness and the narcissism ain't going to allow him to say these things. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to say those words, but he's going to be, with the bravado. And I think a person I think Chris and Nell are emotionally mature enough to know that's the internal, but he ain't gonna really say it. So that's why they don't go at him as hard as they can, because we all know this man don't really got nothing right now. Kind of giving him grace. But that's why I don't think Chris wants to buck up on Martell, because this man already done lost everything. I'm gonna curse him out. I'm gonna do all this stuff. I'm not gonna make him feel like the bottom of my shoe, but I don't know.
I like this comment. Anybody is in danger when you bruise a narc's ego. That's a fact.
I can see it.
Kids is in danger. Friends is in danger. What friends? What kids? It's all about them. And that man don't care about nobody as long as you're doing for him and fulfilling whatever need and desire he has.
Yeah,
you are useless the minute you stop fulfilling that need and that desire. And
but the only reason why
you could be Jesus Christ.
The only reason why I said I don't think Nell was in danger, because remember, even the point in the steps, he walked away. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to my car. And then she came out and she just
basically in danger, but I just don't think he respects her in any way. I don't think he respects Chris. I don't know. I just don't think he respects the friendship he has with them, or so-called friendship he has with them. I don't think he genuinely respects them.
I don't know. I just feel like there's something about Chris and Nell that kind of, because we all seen Martell go at Marceau at the parking lot. So we know where Martell can go. We all know that. But I don't see him go to that level with Chris and Nell. And we know the stuff he can say because he has done it.
I think it was a different topic.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive
it was a different situation. And it was kind of like, you have to get out of this house because I have to sell it. And I feel like Chris was being too nice then and not speaking up, and the whole, they're brother and sister. I don't give a damn whether brother or sister or not. You are her husband.
This is true. You could draw the line in the sand.
No, when are you going to draw the line? Or are you just going to be soft-spoken and just let things happen around you and you just not going to say nothing? I need Chris to find his voice, and I will allow him to get time to find his voice come next season and stuff like that. But libido bida bumba, we are not giving her any more time to find her libido. We are done with that. But we will give Chris enough time to find his voice.
Let me ask you a question. Seeing that, let's just say, like, paint a picture. There's couple A and there's couple B, right? And they've been friends for a long time. And now you see yourself in this transition where couple A is going through an extreme ass, terrible ass divorce. Mm-hmm. And now you're seeing emotions for the first time that you probably haven't seen before. Do you think that could be why Chris is not saying anything? Because it's like, this is a new Martell. Like, maybe he hasn't seen him go off to this degree because he hasn't lost everything. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why Chris is hesitant.
Remember when they was on before they got on the show, and this was at the very beginning of the divorce with Mel and Martell, and they were at Nell and Chris's
in
house.
The glass.
That sit down
in the glass room.
Chris wasn't talking then.
No, but that was the first time we saw Mel through a glass.
It was only Nell and Mel and Martell. Chris really wasn't saying anything. I've never, even when it's time to get that man out that damn house, ain't no bass in your voice. Now, this is not to like drag Chris because he seems like a really, really nice person.
Yeah.
But we're talking about national television and a public forum. You can't just let anybody just say any old thing to your damn wife.
I feel like we're going to see a different Chris.
I hope so. It was nice to see him be vulnerable with his son.
Oh my God, that scene was beautiful. That scene, I told you that scene was beautiful because it's not every day we see a man, a father, and his son talk about depression. And then Chris crying, saying how much I will do anything. He said, if I got to stop my job to make sure you're okay, I'm going to be. I think that was the best father moment I've ever seen on reality TV.
Yes.
I will give Carlos King a bravo.
I think that was the type of scene Maurice thought in his head he was having with Monster.
No. That thing he had Monster with 13 and you talking to him like he need to move out tomorrow.
But I feel like in Maurice's head that is the type of scene he thought he had created. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he thought he did a powerful father.
Right, but it wasn't.
I really think
people on YouTube be calling Maurice Mighty Mouse, and I cannot see it.
I really do appreciate Chris and Nell and their family vulnerability. They gave us something different this year, and like I've been telling you, I've been wanting them on the show. So I do feel like next season, Chris is going to give us. I'm going to put it in the air. Chris is going to give us more. Chris is going to give us more. He just had to find his footing. It's okay, boo. You just have to find your footing. Find your footing. Unlike Courtney,
he just echoes whatever Stormy say.
Does he echo?
Well, I appreciated that one sit down with Marceau.
What did he do other than you always picking on a woman?
And then the sit down with him and his mother was very powerful.
Okay, that was.
But outside
with
of that,
about the baby, right?
Yeah, and him growing up without a father.
Yeah,
So that was cool. But outside of that, he don't be saying nothing. And he don't be saying nothing. Okay, so let's talk about, oh Lord, they brought out Kiki again. Child, I'm so over it. But allegedly, which we're gonna get into when we review the Carlos King and Mel live.
Yes, we did.
We're gonna talk about why Kiki and Mel are not friends anymore.
Yep, I looked it up. I did my work. I pulled you. I started looking around on the YouTubers because you know me, I don't really be in there, but I wanted to be prepared for you, girl.
Oh yeah, so why they're not friends, and why Mel didn't defend Kiki at that moment. Do you think Kiki is coming back?
I don't think so, because you can't leak stuff, allegedly. Honestly, that's a breach of contract right there. If they can't trust you, I mean, they did say they filmed a scene. When we watched the Carlos King and Melody thing, and I know we're going to review that a little bit later, they did film a scene, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was just to wrap some shit up. Or they probably reduced it to just like, maybe she got a contract of 2 years. Let's just say like her, because when you're presented with a reality show contract, they give you options. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she had like maybe something left they could finish out with her. But I don't mean she's going to be a main person. But nobody wants to film with her. So I don't see that working. And now you burnt your last bridge with Melody, because Melody's whole thing is you don't leak shit about the show. We could all argue, but we're not about to sit here and breach contract and possibly leak stuff. So that alone could get her fired.
I just feel like I don't think Kiki's coming back. No. I haven't really heard any word of her coming back. I'm like, this was Kiki's moment. This was Kiki's golden ticket.
It was.
And we're gonna really dive. We're gonna skip over this part of Kiki because we're gonna dive further in that when we do the review. It'll probably be out of order because I didn't write things down in order, but that's fine. We'll just basically sum up.
I did. So you want me to keep you through?
Yeah, the thing. Because of time, we probably just have to like
wrap it up. No, but like the Kiki segment to me is very weird because, all right, I'm gonna be a Tisha advocate here because I gotta clean this up in my. I have to clean this up in my mind. Technically speaking, when Tisha filmed that scene with her at the gym, that was her way of starting over. And remember, Kiki did promise her she was not going to bring her relationship back on the show. The very next goddamn episode, she's talking about a relationship. So I can understand that with Tisha. It's like, we just said, and in that moment, if I was Kiki, I would have pivoted to my recovery. I wouldn't have kept talking about Marceau. If Tisha love it, then you like. If Tisha like it, then we love it. Girl, let it go. I think like she really could have used that to talk about where she is now and her son that's doing good in football.
I don't think she's in therapy because she could have aired that out too, like a therapy session or a therapy session with Tisha would have even been nice.
Right. I think that would have been good too. Like, how can we? I think after that sit down at the gym, she should have did a hard.
Come with me to my therapy session.
Come with me to my therapy session. That would have been a good thing to film. It could have showed your road to recovery. We could have talked about your husband and you infidelity. Shared that success of your child and all of this stuff about how y'all move into a better district. All of these things. I just feel like once we sat at that gym mat, I would have left it alone. But she did bring it back up on camera the next episode, talking about it with Melody, about the conversation or the phone call. And even if that did happen behind the scenes, if Tisha trusted you enough, however that went, whether Tisha sent you on the quest or whatever, she still trusted you enough to be part of that conversation. So
if she wanted to drop it, then damn it, drop it. If she sent you on a quest and she said never mind, then it's never mind.
Let it go. Let it go. We ain't got to bring it up anymore. Because listen, I have some cousins, and if they send me on something and then they change their mind, all right, I don't know nothing no more. Delete it. But I'm not about to sit here and then bring it up like I'm mad that you don't want to talk about it anymore. It's your relationship. If you want to sleep, whatever you want to do is what you want to do. Like, I'm supporting you in my silence. I may not agree. And maybe people will feel the ice, but I will support you in not bringing it up. But I will say I will be a Tisha, because after taking a step back, you know how sometimes I'll be feeling about Tisha, but I still don't know how I really feel about Tisha. I will say in that instance, I can understand her disdain for Kiki at this moment, because I asked you something, I gave you a chance, you broke it the very next episode. It wasn't even 4 episodes, and then you throw a drink at me like I did something.
But I find it so crazy how Tisha was about that life. You know not to cross that, but then
that was weird for me. That was
when
weird.
the drink actually got thrown in your face, you was sitting there like you couldn't breathe. Like,
I don't understand that. Nobody could throw a drink on me. I'm sorry. There will be some moving and shaking.
But the reunion, you want to be body.
There will be some moving.
Yeah,
more so was a little punk too, because how you gonna let somebody throw a drink on your wife? That's the one time a husband's supposed to rise the hell up too. I don't know. But I think
he was running from.
He was scared. He was running from Kiki husband. He was doing the dance. He was doing the Macarena.
Her pick me self in the middle of that, trying to break that up. Lady, you sick.
Right.
What did you in the middle of them fighting? That was your husband and your son to do.
So let me ask you a question though. Do you think, because it seems like you're not disagreeing with my logic with Tisha. Let's see how far I could push you. Do you think there was, because when Carlos asked her about Kiki in the reality show and was it good for her, basically, do you think that, did you believe her? Do you think there's a world where Tisha actually was protecting Kiki by not trying to have her on the show?
No. I think from day one, Tisha had painted Kiki in a way where wasn't right. You know, with the whole drugs and not trusting her and Mel's house. And I feel like
you didn't do that on camera.
Even if
you didn't do that on camera though, so that could be protection.
No, it was brought up on camera.
It was brought up by Kiki, not Tisha.
No, it was brought up by Mel.
Yeah, but that wasn't Tisha though.
Wasn't on the show, but I feel like,
But that wasn't Tisha that brought up on camera, so that could still have been protection. Because I'm not the one who brought it up. Your girl did, not me.
No, it was like a big secret, and then that's when Mel started hanging out with Kiki, even though Kiki wasn't on the show.
And that was a little bit of a move.
Kiki was on that episode bashing her cousin because her cousin had threw her under the bus and even mentioned her drug addiction.
But is it throwing? So I'm devil's advocate here. Is it throwing? All right, let's just say we have a cousin or somebody on drugs. They may have recovered. Maybe it's a new recovery. And if allegedly you are somebody who steals, and I'm noticing that this recovered cousin, though I am proud of you in recovery, you're now hanging out with people I consider close. Would I be wrong if I just said, hey, FYI, because I don't want it to be that something come up missing and I didn't tell you anything?
Well, I had heard that, I don't know.
Isn't that what they said it was?
But I had heard that Kiki was supposed to be on the show.
Oh, and she stopped her bag. Got it. Because of, okay. Yep, I remember that.
That's how that started.
So now you brought this
started Kiki from being upset. How could you tell Mel and now I can't get on the show? But then you get on the show, and whether Marcel and Tisha are telling lies or not, now we have no other choice but to believe them. Because
that's where I'm at with it a little bit.
Right? What did you present to us to tell us to show us different than what they saying? I mean, I don't believe them. They're painting a good picture, and you ain't helping
because you're doing all these crazy antics. Well, I'm not gonna say they all. It's weird. My thing is, y'all sat at that gym because I had to go back. And I do remember that y'all sat at that gym. Yeah, that was Keisha's way of sitting there saying, all right, at this point on, let's just leave each other's marriages out of our mouths and we'll see where we go from there. And then you do this. How the hell am I supposed to trust you if I'm your cousin? Right. Show your shit. Why are you talking about me and my marriage? So it kind of goes to show if Tisha did do what she did, Isn't it because she might think you a little off?
Yeah.
Or something. So that's why I said, is there a world where maybe Tisha, and like Tisha said, I didn't want you to look like this on TV. Is there a world she could have been looking out for her? Is there? I don't know.
I don't know.
You know,
had they not been looking at her to be on the show originally, yeah, I would have said that. But to go to the executive producer of the show, creator of the show, and say that you stopping her from being on the show. But on the flip side, it's like you get on the show and you ain't got shit. You ain't got shit to show.
Unless they filmed and they left it on the floor.
I kind of see both sides.
I can, and this is a family dynamic that's very confusing because like I said, I'm not going to act like I believe everything. I wouldn't be surprised they put a little seasoning on this. I'm not gonna act like I believe everything because like even when she said you a damn lie, you picked me up twice. Like she said that with such conviction. Now you know you lying. You know you lying.
I feel like Tisha was wrong for even mentioning the kids. There was no need to mention that. And how do you know she blocked her?
Yeah, how would you know that?
House?
Did the daughter tell you?
How would you know that?
Did the daughter tell you that? The daughter told
don't even sound right. And even Carlos was like, let's pivot because we're not going to bring up the kids. Why would you even bring up the children?
Was that a question asked about? Oh, no, he just said, especially when y'all kids are best friends. And then it led to that.
Yeah. Now, how would you know she blocked anything from her daughter's phone?
I don't know.
How would you know that?
Unless you're trying to say the kid told you, now you putting the kid in the middle of it because now Kiki could be like, why would you go tell them that?
But Tisha acts like a kid, so there that go.
Yeah, I don't know. That family dynamic is definitely one. And then she already said there's no room for repair. So to answer your question about whether Kiki's returning, no. But we can play it. We can at the end of our review talk about who we will want to see back or not. But I don't think Kiki coming back, to be honest. I feel like they're going to give her a little wrap up. And then after that, we may let her finish out the contract in like small ways. But that's that. I don't know. She done pissed off Melody now. Melody said my block button is very strong. So she done pissed off Melody.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you gotta be a mama.
I know, right? And my little one is.
But stop.
Pass that to me.
And my dog over here acting up. Shut up. Stop it.
Child.
How we had to take a little intermission to get things together in the background.
I know, right?
Yeah. But so then after that, didn't we go to this pregnancy test?
Child. Oh, the pregnancy test. I forgot about that. That's the only thing I didn't write down because I just felt like it was just so repetitive.
Yeah. Yeah, the pregnancy test. When it came down, Carlos said something about, first of all, Marcel's such an asshole. You truly did not, once again, you really just, how could you just not protect her like that? Like Carlos even said, people have been saying you cheating and Tisha stands 10 toes down that you're not. And you want to sit there and think that it's a possibility she could cheat? That to me is crazy how he just left her to dry. You're on mute. Oh. Everybody, she gotta be a mommy. When working from home.
Tyler throwing the daggone tantrum, child. I had to mute it. Like, I don't want nobody to think
something happened.
Her, right?
Yeah.
So the whole, oh my God, it was just so disrespectful. It's just so disrespectful. I know we touched on it last reunion. That's probably why I didn't write it down, but it's just Marcel is disrespectful. Yeah, poured in a cup. He just, you get on a public platform and just leave your wife to just leave her out to dry,
and then
on social media.
And also, but I don't think she getting dragged because like this is stupid. I think the whole thing is dumb, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is something they set up just to have a little spice because this is stupid. This is all around dumb. But if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. You mean to tell me this girl has been hearing rumors about you cheating, saw a alleged picture of your back, you lying about going someplace with Chris Fletcher, and she still stands 10 toes down that if there's no proof, I'm not leaving, I'm not believing it. One little pregnancy test. And then the thing I can't stand with Marceau is he act like nobody went to school. Him and his little word semantics. Oh, probability over capability. Shut up. Shut up. You know what we trying to say. At the end of the day, it's either you trust the girl or you don't. And what you're saying is you don't trust her because I don't think you trust your damn self. Like, how you don't trust her? Like, what does Tisha do to give you any inclination that she is cheating? What could she have possibly done?
It probably is a made up storyline, but even then, Tisha, why are you coming out with the short end of the stick of the made up storyline? Like,
can't
why are you
rally behind you? Like, why he can't show that he'll rally? You know, you been by my side, so I'm gonna be by your side. Like, why is this even a debate? Like, it's like, damn,
it was something he done conjured up. If it was indeed a storyline, you could tell it was something he made up. Okay, and she just went along with it. Child.
I just can't stand that how him and Maurice talk with this double talk. Like, you really, I hate. You know what I can't stand? And I if I'm having a conversation with you, you know, and I shouldn't feel like I have to be a lawyer. Meaning I gotta make sure each word is associated with the correct definition all the way to the end to get the right answer out of you. This is not a cross-examination. I'm asking you a question. You should know what I'm trying to say. I can't stand Marceau and Maurice when they do that.
Right. All the time.
You said this though, so I answered this. And shut the fuck up. I just want to shut up. Shut up. You know what I'm asking you. I shouldn't have to say, let me make sure I put this correct word to get this correct answer because you could find a loophole because I didn't use this correct word. I can't stand people like
word semantics. It's all about manipulation and control.
It's very much so, and it makes you feel like you have to keep. No one should feel like they have to write down what they're saying, look up a thesaurus before talking to you. That means the conversations will never flow. I can only imagine your household.
But in my opinion, anybody educated or with some sense or got their head screwed on straight will. Marceau and Maurice are not even the type of men that will get over on you.
No, because he didn't get over on me.
Not that smart.
They're not that smart.
They're not that clever. They're not even that clever with the wordplay. Like you could see right through the antics. Antics. And this is why they got the women that they got. Because they missed it. It fly over their head. And even if they do notice it and see it, they're not going to say anything.
No, it's stupid. And honestly speaking, I think that they don't have the women that. But like, I will say, I was surprised when Marceau gave that stupid ass example of if somebody said I had a baby and I took a blood test, how is it not the same? And Tisha said that is not the same thing. Exactly, it is not the same thing. If you're taking a blood test, that means you actually slept with the girl, and it literally is a possibility this could be your kid. You wouldn't take a blood test if you never met her or stuck your penis in her. But if you took it, that means you did. I took a pregnancy test. That has nothing to do with. I took a pregnancy test, and I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of side eye it a bit because I was like, he did get a vasectomy like years ago, though, right? But whatever, you know, I did hear that there is a small chance, sure. But dang, the way Marceau went so hard, I'm like, you're on mute,
right?
No,
I don't know, child.
But they're not that smart.
They're not that smart. They're not that clever. No, nothing.
I wish that I could be in a room and hear what the crap that comes out his mouth, so I could just be like, "You're literally making no sense," and you think you're being smart, using the proper word and phrases just to get a point across. When in reality, if you're that smart, you wouldn't have to do all of that. You wouldn't have to do all of that. You wouldn't have to try to dumb me down in your explanation. you would just give the explanation and be confident in what you gave. But he don't do that. And I like that Carlos King just was like, "Bye, boy, da, da, da."
Right. That's true. That's very, very true. I want to pivot, kind of, sort of, and now talk about the Carlos King and Melody.
I got my notes.
Oh my God, live. I know it was very, very long, so we might have to like sum it up.
But we didn't even get to watch the whole thing because the video you sent me, I think it ended after like an hour and 20 minutes.
Because Carlos said that that's going to be, they were actually filming that for the new season.
Okay.
So at a certain point, nobody could record because something had took place. Somebody came on stage and they didn't want it to be announced before the new season aired.
Okay.
So everybody that was there has been like tight-lipped.
At least they respected it.
Huh?
At least they respected it and cut the
camera. Yes. I saw that video that I sent you, and then another video where he had made an announcement or whatever. I guess it was getting on people for recording at that point.
Yeah.
Because something big is happening. But we could talk about that. I think it was really, really nice.
I think so too. Carlos got a good gift, of getting people to open up. And I think he should really lean into that instead of doing I like his Housewives reviews. I like his reviews because I would rather listen to somebody who actually worked on the project than people speculating, not saying discrediting us, but he actually was there. But I think he should really lean into that heavy more doing interviews because he's great.
Right. Right. He is. He is. So what do you think about, and I probably am jumping like all over the place. What do you think about the whole conversation about her not having an orgasm and all that stuff?
I think we touched on it. I think she said what I said. It's not like she didn't enjoy the sex, and she was young. I think we got to stop acting like we just know what we're doing. I don't know about you, but I don't, like I said before, I wasn't somebody who knew all the time what I was doing, especially when I was young, trying to figure that out. The vagina is a very complicated thing until you discover what you like, and for the longest time, unfortunately, with movies and porn and things, it depicts this unrealistic way sex should be. So you thinking this is what it is, a lot of bouncing, grunting, whatever, doesn't mean it don't feel nice, but that might not be your move. And like she said, she wasn't experienced. She only had a handful of boyfriends and she got married. I think she said exactly what I said. It's not like she downed the man and said his stroke game was trash and his penis was small.
I just felt like, I know the commentators in the back was kind of upset at him for even mentioning that or asking her that question, but I think it's okay. I didn't know how deep she was going to get into it, and her mom is sitting right there.
But like she said, she didn't know what she was missing until she had better. And that's what it was. Even, not telling my business, because my mama be watching these things and not my cousin be on here, but not telling my business. But when I was exposed to a certain male, then things was like, oh, it's like this? Oh, okay. And then when I learned that, then you perfect the move and and it just came for her later on and a little later in life, and once again, you don't know what you don't know. But I think even with that conversation, listen, she not no freaking teenager. Her mother knows she done made them babies. She done had some sex. All right. But I think she's the one who said it. Nobody even asked her that in the jacuzzi. So she just blurted it out. So I'm going to ask you what you blurted out.
Right. That is true. She
just said it unprompted. So
what do you also, I'm trying to pick out key points. Oh, her having this. Well, let's start with Carlos. Carlos saying he wants to keep it real. and how he felt some type of way about Martell going under his post and basically saying that the whole scene was fabricated, a bunch of actors, basically to sum up what Carlos King said, how he felt hurt, how it was not only a slap in his face because he works very hard, but the other producers and other people on the show that helped put the show together and make the show what it is, it was a slap in their face. It really made it seem like Carlos King isn't about his business. And how he was hurt, how he was pissed, and all of that. And how, like, what do you think about that? And I know a lot of commentators was like, well, get him off the show, get him off the show. What do you think about that?
I think I like what Melody said with the question that followed after, where she was talking about how nobody protected me. She said, but then I realized you got it when stuff started happening to you.
Right.
I think that's where Carlos King is at. Like, I think a lot of the times, because Martell could be very charming, and I wouldn't be surprised if some people could just buy into it, you know, or just be like, you know what, this is something to film. And then he is a producer. So in his mind, I can understand how he could detach himself to a certain point and be like, let's just continue filming this. We could contain it. But then when you realize you can't contain the uncontainable, now you're just like, wait, what? And I think like Carlos is in that position right now where you could tell the mechanics are turning with, is this even a safe environment? Because when you think about it, the way Melody described it on the show, I was like, technically speaking, if she wanted to be petty, she could sue for abuse work environment. Right. This is opening you up for a lawsuit, Carlos.
It's just like, at what point is it just not worth it?
Exactly.
Like, get that man off the damn show. Now he's affecting you and how you maneuver your business, which your business is. Like, at what point do you give this man the boot?
And then think about it. Like, you working with Oprah.
Somebody over the head.
You're working with Oprah. Oprah already got enough issues with this color purple, all this stuff coming out. You think she want to deal with this man associated with her network for harassment, revenge porn, and you just still keep giving him a job, which means Oprah's still paying him? This isn't good. So at the end of the day, I think when Melody flipped it and said, I think a lot of time, and that's why I like what she said, but I sat calm, I sat patient, I prayed to God, and I did a 24-hour fast. And next thing you know, 2 things happened right after that fast that showed you who this person is. And I think that's where Carlos is at. Now, I did hear he is filming, but for how long? I think like at this point, it is literally giving claims that if this woman wanted to sue you, you keep having her in proximity of somebody she had to take a warrant out on. Like, I don't want to keep doing this. I get this is the father of my kid, and I got to deal with him at some point. But to keep having to do a scene with him, to be in a, like, remember when they went on that trip, was in Vegas, and he went to her room? What was stopping him from doing that in Houston?
Well, when he looked like he was going to fight her, and Marceau had to jump in.
Right. It's just too much. At some point, things is happening. And that's the thing. What I can't stand is, if you're going to keep filming Marcel, then let's talk about the things. If we're not going to talk about the things is happening. This girl is around her kids, gallivanting around as if she's the new wife. He's doing all of this craziness, allegedly, behind the scenes. And she got to just keep taking it. She can't even film with her children. She got to just keep on taking it. But she's taking it. And she's being a good sport.
Nice to see her be so vulnerable. And I think all like the millimeters in the audience is something that everybody with good sense has been saying, like how Carlos, it really looked like he wasn't protecting her in any way. You knew, and I don't care what nobody say. In my opinion, I feel like Carlos knew this abuse was going on. You can't tell me. There's so much stuff behind the scenes. I'm sure people was in his DMs sending him stuff. As a producer, creator of the show, that's bull that you trying to tell me you didn't know what the hell was going on.
And then even like the side chick over here with the cursing out, the stuff, the this, that.
He knew what was going on.
It's not like a regular divorce.
Didn't see her.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that at one point they stopped speaking. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, she said she had to take a break from him too.
Yeah, and
I also believe
that was interesting.
I also believe Carlos is a sweet man, and I think he also leads with he's not a cutthroat businessman. And that's a good thing, because I think that's why some people, even me, I would love to work. I keep saying that Carlos hired me because I feel like in some way, shape, or form, he would have a level of care for me as a person. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if he did have a level of care for Martell. He's trying, like, I don't want to just cut his paycheck off. Something, who knows? No, you got to do what you got to do.
And a bad thing. Sometimes in this business, you have to be
cutthroat.
I know sometimes it's hard for people that have a big heart, but sometimes you have to be, hey, cutthroat. That's it.
It's getting unsafe. I don't want a lawsuit.
I really felt for Mel and her getting emotional too, because it's just like, to have to work under these conditions. She said she felt even getting emotional, getting ready to come on stage with Carlos. She was feeling it because of the ripple effects of the arrest and everything. We're going to get into that. But
yeah, even how she said she don't
have to work with this person that keeps bothering you. And then she knew that the whole sending flower, them putting him up to giving her flowers was a lie when she said that 12 dozen roses
came to her.
He been sending her flowers to the house.
Yeah.
Been sending her flowers to the house. So come on. But this is, in my opinion, a narc playing these games on people. You know what I mean? Who can I win over with my charming antics? Okay, I can't win you over. Okay, you trash. I'm going to drag you. Who can I win over here with my charming and my wit and funny banter and all of that?
And that's the thing. Y'all going to just let this man get away with telling Carlos, if this is a blatant lie, he just lied on you. If this is true, because also let's just, like, if this is true, what you're saying, that none of that happened, zero, this man is capable of making up these type of lies to the point you're writing a whole dissertation. You believe this shit? You're working with somebody crazy. That means this is somebody crazy. You believe what you wrote? Like, that's crazy. That, to me, I don't know how people can lie like that. Like Cat Williams said, I don't know why liars lie. I don't know how someone can lie to that degree and believe it. Carlos, that's scary. That man needs to be about your space. Because that man could say somebody done did something to him. Ain't nothing happened. Those type of people could put you in jeopardy in lawsuit. You know, that's the stuff you gotta watch out for when it comes to people like that. If you're telling me, Carlos King, if you're saying nothing that man wrote was true and that he was the one who set up the situation to film with her, and you asked Melody, was it okay? But he said it was you. Yeah, nah, I'm sorry. You're not, pack it up. Right. Pack it up. You're not about, delete. We're not about to act like, you're not about to sit there and say, I'm putting you, because that's the person that was sued, and make up a lawsuit. You're not about to say, I put you in an embarrassing situation. You're not about to say, I put you in situations to be embarrassed, and that I put you in situations to be hurt, and that I destroyed your marriage, whatever else he want to throw in there. No. Right. Flag on the field. It's time to get about.
I think in a way, too, Carlos was embarrassed, because I don't think he expected Mel to call him out in that way or get emotional and hold his feet to the fire. And I don't think he expected the millimeters either to really come at him with the in the audience.
I think in a weird way, I feel like he knew something was off and gave her the floor. Now, he didn't know what she was going to say, but I think he's someone that is intuitive of people's emotions and how they used to rock with him. I think he knows when the rock is not rocking. And I think he was open to just letting her talk. And in a safe space where it's your fans. And I think that's why I think he's a good interviewer. Because you don't mind falling on that sword however it goes. Like, she could have said, fuck you. You don't know what was going to come out her mouth. But you was going to handle it either way. Because in that moment, it's about your guest. I will say that's a skill that I admire about Carlos.
That's true.
That's a really good skill. because you don't know. You just allow them to talk. And that's how he is. Even with the Scrappy interview, I thought he handled that beautifully. He just let Scrappy vent.
He usually lets them vent. But the whole, when she started talking about the process that she took to get this man arrested.
Yeah.
For the revenge P. So it was basically what all the YouTubers have been saying, the revenge P.
That it was that.
Obviously, she had presented the courts with enough evidence to where the point where they had to arrest him.
Yeah, I think from what I saw, I think on Fox Soul, like he breached the warrant.
Yeah.
They was talking about it. I think it was the episode, last week's episode. His face is on it. They talk about Martell Holt, and I think Al Reynolds. You know, he always got the facts. Like that's why I like him. He's the facts guy. But he said something like allegedly there was already a warrant, but they had to arrest him because he breached it. It was a communication warrant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she already filed the warrant saying that. I think the warrant allegedly. I'm not Al. I can't put it the way he did it.
Right. But she said it. She had put a warrant
out on him
but then they was gonna go pick him up, and she said no, just let
God. But then when he did whatever he did, it was now a breach of said warrant. So then you gotta invoke it.
So even the people in the audience was saying, why not arrest Ariane? She was a part of it too. But that's not really how the process works.
It's not how it works.
But I'm glad things are going in motion for her and in her favor, because how could they do that? And then him speaking to Tasha K should also be a breach of something. I would pull out cease and desist. Everybody and their mama would be arrested. Now you sitting with Tasha K, you need to be behind bars.
And you can just tell, because technically speaking, why didn't she give a cease and desist? You can just tell she really is not. And I think the thing with Melody is she's telling a lot of stories. So I have some girlfriends who have been here. And it's a lot. Nobody wants to get their father of their child arrested. Who the frick wants that? Like, people
it's
think
that
fun. There are some women who I'm not going to negate that. There are some women who weaponize the court system, but I'm talking about what I've seen. I've seen women cry because they couldn't believe they're here. They can't believe they're even thinking about putting the man that they laid with and had a baby with in jail. They can't fathom it. Like, how did we get here? I would have never did this.
It is real women that are actually going through this. Never really go to the cops, the police, never really file charges. And if they do, it is the hardest thing. And it takes them a long time to eventually go.
And some people be too late. You got to take it serious when you're seeing
signs. A lot of women that are really going through it lost their lives.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women that are really going through suffering in silence. So it's not just a matter of, oh, he did this to me, I'm gonna just run to the police. Part of me, I don't know anybody in their right mind that would be Team Martell.
But there are. Oh my God. You're in the group. You're in the group I put you in. Do you see what people like? The things that some of these women, I think we touched on this last time we filmed. I'm just like, what show are we watching? What YouTube videos are y'all watching? They're not just putting him in jail for no reason. There had to be evidence. There had to be text. There had to be things. Like, I've seen what girls had to do to get warrants. You just can't get a warrant. You can get an order. Even when you get an order of protection, you have to have like some sort of documentation proving like a DV or something like that. I don't know.
Oh my God. I've had an ex come to my job. I had an order of protection years prior that expired and everything. Years later, they come to my job and they knew everything had expired.
Mm-hmm.
I ran out the back door, went to the cops. This isn't enough. But I had moved to a different state, but I still worked in the same state where the order of protection used to be and stuff like that. You don't have enough proof. Then they're like, oh, take it to your state. But I'm like, the incident happened in this state and it happened right down the block from your station. You don't have enough proof. Did they touch you? So I got to wait for them to touch me. That's how crazy it is.
That's why I'm like, what are y'all believing?
Y'all got to wait for them to put their hands on me? for y'all to do something when I'm telling you this person was posted outside of my place of employment. So I've been there. I've been there. They want to see evidence. And even when there's women that show them evidence, bruises, and all types of stuff, a lot of times they tell a man, go take a walk. Go take a walk and cool off and come back. To knock her head again between the washer and dryer.
They don't even arrest them right then and there sometimes.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You lucky if you get a nice officer or you in a decent town where they take that serious. You lucky.
I know. Like I said, thanks for sharing that, because I'm sure whoever watches this is definitely, there's going to be some people who's going to resonate. And I mean, thank God I had some cool exes, but I thank God I never had to go through the courts. At some point it died down. But I know some women. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. It takes a lot. You don't just get a warrant. You don't just get these things. It just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't, like you said, even with I know somebody personally who had to get an order of protection. The level of things they had to show to even get that. And the order of protection don't even do shit. If a man is that crazy, they can still ring the door. They can still ring it. And even if they breach said order of protection, they still got to find him to arrest him. They got to do a lot. It's a lot.
It's just crazy. And it's for really Mel to have to still force to work around, she better than me.
She said that Carlos asked her, did she ever think about quitting the show? And I think she said, yeah.
Yeah.
But why she produced that show? Why would she have to walk away from it? And I've seen that in the comments too. I've seen that in the comments too. Why can't she just leave it? Why she got to stop her bag when she's the one that texted Carlos King for 3 years? She's the one that got this cast. Carlos always said Melody is the one who is did the ensemble and who he talked to and communicated with and helped and tried to beg to film the pilot. Why does she gotta walk away? Martell was just like he was her husband, so he gets the benefit from the show. He's
not bringing nothing to the show.
He gets the benefit from the show that she put together. No, I'm not about to walk away.
You're being abusive. Not when you're creating a hostile work environment. Please, goodbye.
Exactly.
I was nice to have her be vulnerable though, in that moment, and them talk about everything that us YouTubers and people that are watching could finally. We finally say, "Yep, we were right," or "Yep, finally." We knew that this was going on, or, finally they're talking about it.
Yeah. And it's making it to other news cycles. So now, Carlos, what you going to do? Because it's not just YouTube anymore. I mean, yeah, it's Fox Soul. It was on Shade Room. It's making it places. You cannot keep having this type of environment where this woman is clearly getting stalked and harassed and she's under your employment. Any other job, that would have been immediate termination. Harassment, immediate terminate. That's HR. That's an HR thing. It's not like they're just bickering divorced people. No, this is a person who also has a person who's doing things that is just doing too much. And I feel bad that she got to have her kids around this person. But I will say, I like how they started the interview when he asked her about basically being an example of leaving those no good men around, and her saying she wanted to be an example for her daughters. And I love when she sat there and said, and I also want to be an example for my son, because let's talk about it. If he sees I'm sticking around, he's going to think his wife's supposed to stick around. She said, I want to teach him that a woman could leave you if you're not treating her right. And I think that's powerful. I think that's really powerful, because a lot of parents don't understand that responsibility of being an example and not just a teacher of destruction. You have to show your kids what love look like, what happiness look like, what individuality look like, even if you don't find love. Because let's be real, everybody's not going to find their Prince Charming or their princess. But are you happy? Because look, let's also talk about it. A lot of women be leaving, but they still be bitter as fuck. They don't do any work. They just do the leaving and think that that's supposed to be enough. You do the leaving, but you also got to mourn the relationship. You also got to start getting a hobby. You got to be happy. You can't just be a miserable Betty, not Miss Betty, but you know what I'm saying? You just can't be a miserable person just because you left. You left. I left him, but you still a mean ass. So a kid is still going to think I should have just stayed.
Right. And parents, they don't understand that. You are the first
teacher.
You're the first everything that your kid sees, and how to navigate life. And then they're going to have questions that you're going to have to answer truthfully. And Martell going to have to answer to this revenge plot thing.
Oh, I can't wait till his son is older.
It is. He going to have to answer to it.
Yeah.
And it might cause, that's what I'm saying. I always like to tell parents, be careful how you treat your kids, because you might just be one bus stop away from that nursing home.
Yup.
Not you know what I mean?
Not even dropped off. You said one, like they're gonna take themselves to the nursing home
away from going to that damn nursing home. And you know what I mean? Going to the transitioning alone.
Yeah,
transitioning alone with no loved ones, because you don't burn every bridge.
Because you miserable.
Parents gotta realize, it's biblical for kids to
honor thy father and thy mother.
You gotta respect your kids too.
Yeah. And I do like that Melody talked about the guy after Martell. And she was like, the D was good. There was a connection. There was a bond. But even like how she said, but the career wasn't right. She could easily be one of them girls that settle for something just because. Because that happens too. People get out of a bad situation, but they want to cling on to something fresh and new just to say they got somebody and that they winning. She's okay with being by herself and discovering.
I should have known that something was wrong, because when she said the D was amazing and just had a connection, it's always got to be the pockets.
Yep, it's the pockets.
Like they always say, like exceptional D like that, it comes with like they usually bums. That's what they say.
I don't have that problem now.
But that's what a lot of people, I have experienced that in my past, obviously. But
they got enough time to work on
not now, but in the past, it was like that, where it's like you ain't got no job, then it's like they got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing else to do but perfect the bedroom.
Yeah.
They got all this damn time.
You got energy, you're not working, you're not tired.
Yes. So those be the ones. So I do commend her for leaving and just
not just settling for anything, because take your time, find the right person if you find them. But don't just go settling for some half-ass shit and then you're back to where you were. Because now you may have had an issue with infidelity here, but now you got an issue because this man can't pay for shit or can't do anything. But you got a man. Who cares? She could have easily got swept up by the D, but she didn't allow that. She said, I'm going to have fun on this ride and then I'm going to get off because this ain't working. If you get yourself together, you know my number, but I'm going to move on.
Right.
And I like that she's trying to find the glass slipper.
And if she spent a lot of her youth like in relationships and stuff,
let her be a little hoe.
She should be by herself for a while too. And
let her be a little hoe. Let her go put.
I'm like, how Mel find her libido before Kimmy?
You think Maurice good in bed?
No. He don't even look like it.
You think Kimmy good in bed?
I think she would do anything and everything for her man, even if it made her uncomfortable in the bedroom.
I thought Kimmy was a freak because I caught that back tattoo. I didn't know she had one. It's down here. It's down here. And she has a little up here.
Well, they're saying allegedly she was a side piece. So
she got a sexy back tattoo too. It's good work.
You can take people's husbands and stuff. You better be good in bed, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like I like Kimmy. I hate that her ride is saddled with Maurice, and I hate that she lost her voice. The search party is still on. You should put that at the bottom. Searching for Kimmy's voice. The search party.
I'm done with Kimmy. I wish her good health. I wish her the best, but Can
she be a friend of? She can pull a Cynthia.
She should be a friend of.
She should be a friend of. We don't need Maurice. She should be the friend of. I think Kimmy. Let's not just discount Kimmy. I feel like she needs to be. I still like her opinions and I like her aura with the core six.
I don't know. It's rooted in some.
I know.
She's not a girl's girl. She presents
as a girl's girl.
She presents as a girl's girl, but she not.
That threw me. What the fuck my massage gonna do anything?
Right. But speaking of friend of or friend, the whole Kiki and Mel thing, how she's not speaking to Kiki because Kiki leaked information to we're not gonna say the YouTuber's name, AL.
Mm-hmm.
I know that AL and Mel had gotten into it.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Where Mel had did a live and like dedicated to him and dragged him, all types of stuff. And he was really trying to become friends with her. Girl, it goes so deep. It goes so deep.
Honestly, that's a business move. She's an executive producer at the end of the day. So I can't talk to you if you're going to be leaking information. That's just, I don't know what you're going to leak. Once you like that, this is what I'm saying, even with Carlos. When things become infringe upon your business, you got to start cutting them things on. And Melody did the right thing. I'm sure deep down inside, maybe she do wish Kiki the best, but I can't fraternize with somebody who could just be at any given moment because you mad or because you're having a spell. You're going to just sit there and tell people what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what's happening before it airs. I don't even care that you do. And that's the thing. Play it smart. Nobody even cares that you're doing interviews. Just wait till after.
I think Kiki has anger issues.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know how to drop things. Let it go, pivot, and keep going.
Just let it go. Let it go and let God. Yeah, no, I think. And she still was diplomatic in her response. I don't know. I feel like Kiki, I don't know, man, because it sucks because Kiki really could. I don't think we ever had a recovery story because I'm thinking about Housewives. You know, I'm trying to watch all the Housewives.
There was no recovery story.
I don't think because I watched Potomac, Jersey.
Well, except for Bell Collective, but outside of that, there's never been like
somebody who wants
that's on the show that's like recovering.
In Beverly Hills, there was Kim, but Kim took a break. So we didn't even get to I mean, we talked about her recovery. She came back, but it wasn't like, so that was one. That's Kim. But we never this could have been something dope. Yeah. It could have been. And I
was surprised though that she said that she had blocked her. It was just like,
I can't trust you.
Come out. I don't necessarily know what the phone call, what was said on the phone call or anything like that. I don't know what was said.
I don't trust you. At this point, I know I can't. She's a producer. She can't talk to her at this point. Like, if you're a producer, I can't. Like, it's not even about
a livelihood. You risking the show.
I'm not even a cast member at this point. I'm a producer, and you're ruining the credibility of the show. I cannot talk to you as a producer. So I think I think Melody handled that right. I mean, she still filmed with her, so we don't know what that looked like. I guess we're going to see season 7 in what, May?
I think it's in April.
April? Dang, already we just ended.
Yeah, I think it's in April.
Yeah. I just feel like they handled it well. I think her answer was diplomatic as it could be. What she could give. Because remember, she also couldn't spoil what was talked about.
Right.
So I feel, I don't know, Kiki. And honestly speaking, all right, so I know we review both. Let's actually just go over it. Who would you want back? Like, because I think there's just too many goddamn people. Name them.
Okay, back. Well, obviously Mel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
doing a count.
You could make Kimmy the friend of, and really not really show Maurice.
Just to do away with him.
I would bring back Tisha and Marsau, but give them a warning. And let this be the final warning.
What's the warning?
Bring it, or this. We cutting scenes, major scenes, and gonna make you the friend of. I would give them a serious warning. The Fletchers. And Stormy and Courtney, but she need a warning too.
Courtney needs the damn warning.
And I feel, honestly, in my opinion, I think they should bring in Destiny's ex.
Moses.
That's with the producer.
You want the producer and the ex?
On the show.
Oof.
That would make for some good TV.
Oof. Fudge. But that will only make sense.
And then you could bring Destiny in and out.
Yeah, because I'm like, that will only make sense if Destiny is present.
Oh, baby, that would be juicy.
I will say, I
will finally have a storyline.
I will say, I liked what Melody said about wanting to get back to the business and have lighter storylines. I feel like the only reason why I don't want that back on the show is because I don't see where it could get lighter. I just see we're going to be back in that dark spiral with the producer and.
I just feel like it was never really about business.
It was though. They used to sit down and do that. Remember they finished the house. That was the one thing they accomplished in the first season. They finished that house.
It was always about drama.
It took a pivot when the marriage got exposed.
Right, but that was first episode because remember she didn't even want to do the pilot because she had found out that he was cheating. So it came through the door with drama. When she pitched it, you could tell it wasn't pitched to be drama. It was kind of pitched to be some HDTV, nothing real personal and
Black people in business. Yeah.
You could tell it was supposed to be that. You could tell the structure was supposed to be that. But coming through the door, season 1, drama.
And yeah, because
it's eventually on land that ain't even been not one beam, no nothing. Empty houses, half done.
Not one beam, not nothing.
It ain't never really been about business. In my opinion, yeah, they have businesses, business backgrounds. They filming in their businesses. They're mentioning their businesses. But it was always about drama and cheating and carrying on from day one. It wasn't supposed to be. So I think what she means is what she originally envisioned in her head.
Like, let's tighten it up. Yeah. Let's give us some credibility here on this show.
Let's be honest. Unfortunately, that's not what people want to see.
I think I don't know. I feel like we're all getting to a place though, because it's not just Huntsville, even with Potomac, it's even with Atlanta. I think we're getting to a place where heavy drama is starting to wear because life itself is getting hard. To be honest, with this high ass rent, eggs going up like crazy, Medicare, we got a war going on. I think at this point we could go for some good flavor of love type of reality show, something pithy.
Something funny.
I think where's the fun shade? That's what I'm missing. I need from Huntsville. I need somebody with some zinger. Like, where's the things that like I want some of that. Like, I want some juice to my drama. I want to be like, ooh, like this is why I'm happy RuPaul's Drag Race is back on TV because I'm like, thank God I could get some cattiness with some flair and some fashions and some like I'm a girl that want to sip some. I don't want to be like, yeah, he cheating and bring up my traumas. I don't want to think about this shit. Like I don't want to. I don't want to think about the trauma. I don't like reality TV should have a fine line before you get too real. It's getting too real. I think we need to get to
colorism, abuse, all types of stuff.
It's getting too real and it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. Where's the fun trips and where's the thing that make me believe y'all even want to be friends?
I almost didn't watch this season of Huntsville. Almost.
Too much. Honestly speaking, I think it's getting too much. And I'm not saying things aren't happening, but do y'all like each other? Can y'all be friends? Yeah. What the hell?
Carlos,
are y'all just getting a check? I think there needs to be like, listen, if y'all like each other, can y'all show us what y'all like? Because I need to see it. I need to see what the hell.
Damn abuse. Black women getting abused.
Can we talk about how y'all first met? Hey, remember the time I met you, Tisha? Like, can we get some of these stories so that we can understand the origin of this mess? Because at this point, I don't even know how we got here. At this point, why did you pitch them? What made you pitch these people? How friendly were you? You went to the Scots. Besides the fact that you loaned Marceau money, like it sounded like y'all was just a struggle friendship. Like, That's what I need. I need
all the relationships was on a struggle bus, it seemed like.
I just need there to be a little bit of wine with this tequila or something. Like this is too damn strong. It's the drink is too strong.
Give me some green tea at this point.
Yeah, like give me something I could get my blanket and be like, ooh, it's on there.
Warm green
tea.
It
becomes a chore. It literally becomes a chore. I tell you all the time, girl, give me a minute. I need to get my mind right before I step into Huntsville. That's sad. I shouldn't have to get my mind right to step into the universe of Huntsville. Just like I got to get my mind right for Potomac. There used to be
I don't watch Potomac.
There used to be a time you couldn't beat me to the premiere night. I used to
love Potomac. Oh my God, I used to love Potomac.
Atlanta, Potomac.
You can't pay me to watch Potomac.
I'm still watching. I'm still watching because I need to know what's going on. Because at this point, I'm in it. But you know what's been getting me? Because I started watching Salt Lake. I love that. Now that's funny. I started watching that for season 1. It's giving me like fun. But anyway, like we're missing that. We're missing the holistic fun, and it shouldn't
going on actual vacations.
Yeah, and can y'all leave the state? Where's the damn
up the street at an Airbnb?
Up the street. Where is the Caribbean island? Like where black people?
Where is the budget?
Where is the beach? Where is the tequila and the margaritas?
It need to be drunk nights on somebody's island.
Where's the girls' nights that lead to some laughter and some drink spilling? Like, you know how I'm trying to plan my shit. Where's the girls' nights that lead to some laughter, some drink spilling, some tea about our men, some like stuff like that? Where is that makes me feel like this is not a chore? I don't want to feel like this is a chore, but I'm going to keep supporting because you know I'm going to support Carlos because I do feel like he's on to something if he just gets the formula right. Just get it.
He has to listen, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know I don't know. You tuning in for next season?
I'm already here. I'm already here. I'm one of those people where like I'm gonna see it through.
I gotta fill it out to see what
I'm gonna see what the trailer looking like. I'm gonna see it through.
Yeah. Well, they don't never take a break, so they might drop the trailer in a couple weeks.
Are we reviewing DC? Because now that we concluded this, are we doing DC?
I have to see. I wasn't really a fan of DC.
But at this point, it's a revamp. Yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of DC. DC was a little dark too.
Yeah, a little bit.
With the way the men was treating the women and
Big Jamie grabbing.
It was a little dark. The way he was treating his son, it was too dark for me.
All right, so let's do this. Let's watch the first episode and see. We'll decide. But we do need to come now that we concluded Huntsville and the Guinness Book of World Records of reality TV show season. Now that we concluded Huntsville, we need to get together and just talk about this pop culture, girl. It's too much.
I know. We gotta do one for pop culture.
We gotta do pop culture. It's too much goings on. We gotta get the pictures ready. It's too much goings on. We have to. We
will. We definitely will. And I'm gonna try to notify the people the next time we'll be on like ahead of time and really push that.
Yeah. We gotta do it.
This was fun. And it was I was trying to do it under 2 hours. It's under 2 hours. Yeah.
We did it
a lot.
3 parts.
Fun. This was a lot of fun. So we definitely will come back again for pop culture and stuff.
Girl, like we did it. We made a promise and we did all 3 parts of the reunion.
Right.
Cheers.
We did. Cheers. Okay. Cheers. I drink to that. Yeah. But let the people know where they can find you, girl.
All right. Once again, y'all, kicking it with Kenya on Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook. Please follow, like, subscribe. I do funny reels. I do makeup reels. I act. I do podcasts. Shout out to Kempire. I do podcasts and all of the above. You know, I'm a multi-talented girl. So if y'all need a guest, let me know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, y'all know where y'all can find me right here on YouTube. Shayla said, "Oh no, that's my little."
You deal with your kid. I'm dealing with my dog.
Right. Instagram official Shayla said. Twitter, all that good stuff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, put the bell button on for more notifications. And this was fun.
Yes.
Share this video with your neighbors. Share it with everybody you can think of. Comment below. Let us know what you think. All right.
Bye, girl.
Bye.